rhythm and the groove. Move, move. Alright, I make me tell you listen. Move, move. We a dance to the rhythm and the groove. Move, move. Watch them massive and groove, them a move. So we chop it, so we do it. This a rhythm I lock down the street. So we chop it, so we do it. This a when you come feel lock down the street. Alright, so we chop it, so we do it. Lock down and we a lock down the street. So we chop it, so we do it. This a when you come feel lock down the street. All I'm full of go play back again. And everyone say yeah. All I'm full of go play back again. See them couple of the big tune. All I'm full of go play back again. And everyone say yeah. All I'm full of go play back again. See them couple of the big tune. All I'm full of go play back again. And everyone say yeah. All I'm full of go play back again. See them couple of the big tune. All I'm full of go play back again. And everyone say yeah. All I'm full of go play back again. See them couple of the big tune. So we do it. This a rhythm I lock down the street. So we chop it. So we do it. This a when you come feel lock down the street. Alright, so we chop it. So we do it. Land down and we a lock down the street. So we chop it. So we do it. This a when you come feel lock down the street. All I'm full of go play back again. And everyone say yeah. All I'm full of go play back again. See them couple of the big tune. All I'm full of go play back again. And everyone say yeah. All I'm full of go play.
All right. Welcome, folks. Welcome to this Flight Sim Broadcasting Network. My name is Jason, and it's an early stream for us today, but I wanted to get it done. If you're new to the channel, you're wondering what this is about. We really simulate real-world scenarios, applications using Coastal Airways, which is this airline that you see right here. We are taking on fuel right now on the aircraft. About another 700 gallons already pumped in. We are taking a flight from Tampa over to Westchester. This is a NHL charter with the MD-80 aircraft, and we'll be showing you some real-world operations, some 121 stuffs. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Also, you want to wonder what we're about, do it right, learn something, and have fun. That's what this channel is about. The reason why we want to do it is we want to teach you good principles. You can learn something and maybe save your life, or you want to elevate your simming. Hopefully this will help you. Anyway, Shelton, how are you? Good morning, Captain. I hope you're doing well. I didn't watch all the hockey game last night. Only got to second period, finished the second period, so I've got one more period to go, and then we're going to get on here. Our goal is to push about 8 o'clock, so 8 Mountain Time, so that's 10 o'clock over to the Eastern Standard there, and that's kind of what we want to do. Let's show you the paperwork, and let's do this together, because I'm just kind of looking at the paperwork as well as we get through this. This is our release. We've got departure is going to be Tampa, arrivals in Westchester, 2 hours and 7 minutes once we're airborne. We do have some tailwinds. We're pretty much out of the jet stream though because of the turbulence. Our route is basically Tampa, Baypo 1, Camjo, Q91, and then up. We're going to be cruising at an altitude of 370, winds 240 at 107, and deviation is about 7 degrees. We're taking on 27.8 on the fuel, and we've got 0 fuel weight 103.6, takeoff weight 136, and our landing weight's 116. Everything else is good to go. I'll put my John Hancock in there. I'm sure they wouldn't want a highlighter. And each crew member firmly states he or she is fit for duty in accordance with 14 CFR Part 117. I get some good rest last night at least. Went to bed pretty quick right after we ended, and that was it. So I'm feeling good and ready to go. Let's just do this. Camjo, we've got 242.92. That's what we're going to do. That's good. That's good. 84. That's good. 78 won't be, so we're going to have to put that one in. 244.67, so close. We'll keep it though. We have 67. Okay, so we're looking at 78. That's good. 62 isn't, so we'll go ahead and throw that in there. 62 is our next point. Poly's good. That's good. That is good. Let's see, 62, 56, good. 67, fine. 53. That's good, barely. Coming over here, 52. That's good. That's good. That's not. And what we're doing is highlighting things. 48. Okay, that's good. 46. 53. 53. 63. 48 was that speed. 63, we'll have to put that in there, and then we're done. So I highlighted this because I'll show you what we're going to do on the FMS. All right, we got some briefing here. I want to take a look at some NOTAMs with you, just kind of breeze through the NOTAMs here, DNOTAMs. Yes, yes, yes. Bunch of signs. Take a look at that. And nothing major here. Okay, look at this. Taxiway Kilo, approach on 29 Alpha's closed. Okay, check, check, check. Tampa. One left. ILS is on localized GME unusable. That's good to know. Hazards Coyotes. ALS is out. Just a bunch of no NOTAMs to really worry about here. Let's see here. Taxiway Charlie between Charlie and runway 1 right, 1 left. 19 right, we'll close the aircraft 1.1. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And then we have an alternate at Newark. I'm not going to go through those unless we, we'll check those alternates when we get to top of climb. This is our route of flight. As you can see, we got some jet stream. Kind of the nasty stuff is in this region. We're kind of out of it, so that's the good news, I guess. I wanted to get in that tailwind. You can see how strong that tailwind is. I was looking at routes this way and then up, but it just didn't work. So this is probably the next best thing. Okay, paperwork is done. Let's go back to our dispatch page here. This is going to be our logbook. All right, we're taking on fuel. We should almost be done. We've got about another 1,000 pounds to go in there. Once that's good, I'll board them. I'm going to actually start boarding them right now. Prepare, request, no, request for boarding. So we get that done. We got good fuel now, so let's go ahead and write those in. Our fuel ticket. Okay, we got 9,200 over 9,200. 9,200 there. Puts us in 27.5. Now, that's a bummer because they're shorting us. No, nobody. We're already on the aircraft. 27.5. It doesn't give us a lot of taxi fuel, but just because of the density altitude here, or the density in the fuel, it's shorted us just a little bit. Denali, how are you? Good morning. Marco, holy cow. Good morning, my friend. That's probably way late for you, isn't it? Okay, Shelton, why are English teachers smart? Because they're always right. That's pretty good too, buddy. I like that one. All right, so let's go ahead and throw this on. Good. And hide the toolbar. All right, let's get in here. We're going to start programming the aircraft as best we can. That's kind of where I'm let off. So a couple things I'd like to start with is coming over here and just, we're taking on people right now, so we'll do that. Let's go to the performance. I already did weight and balance, so we're good to go. Tampa coming in here. TPA. It is dry. The winds here at Tampa. Let's go ahead and get the weather while I'm sitting here. ATIS real. And I'll write this down so I have it. We got 120 at 7 on the winds. 120 at 07. Visibility is 10 miles, few clouds. Okay, yeah. Few clouds at 4,000. We got broken at 24. Looking good. Temperature is 12, dew point 9. Altimeter is 3015. 30.15. What are we doing here? Departing 1 right, 1 left. We'll probably take 1 left. We're close to it. 68 Echo is our gate. Okay, all good right there. So let's put those numbers. I already did my filled out the paperwork here. So 120 at 7. 120 slant 7. Outside air temperature is 12. We are going to go 1 left. Flaps optimum 3015. Now we're simulating a late night. This is going to be a late night flight, 10:45 p.m. We're simulating. As I saw, packs are on. Weight coming in here at 130. What's our takeoff weight? Estimating 130.6, same as last night, pretty much. Let's go ahead and click the calculate button, and I'll write that down. I'm going to slide this over here, and we'll write this down right up in this region here. Flaps are going to be 6.0. Trim, I'll look at the trim here in a minute. Cell temp 50, runways 1 left. I've got 138, 143, 152. And then again, we'll take a look at the trim. We're going up to HPN. We'll get a good time. Looks like 2 hours and 7 minutes, but it's all said and done. All right, that's what we're looking at there. Good. Let's go get the trim. I'm throwing stuff all over the place here. How will you do that? Let's go to the weight and balance page here on the tab and take a look at our trim. 12.4. Oh, very close to what we had the other day. And everything else is good. You can see I'm going to start boarding them right now on our... This should open. Yep. Okay. We're starting to board. We got good trim. Let's go ahead and program the FMC. And we'll get to work. Maybe that's good for you. I don't know. I can move the camera a little bit. There you go. Okay. Idenning coming in here. We're at Tampa. Kilo TP. Where's the P? There we go. Tampa. I gotta wake up. Tampa. I'm gonna throw that right there. Click the route. We're actually doing a quick route here today. HPN. I'll get it. Okay, Tampa to HPN, co-routes in. You can see, and we're going to take departure. We're going to go to the BAPO 1 departure. Looks like BAPO 1 to Camjo. That's going to be runway 1 left. Okay, go to departures. We're going to arrivals. Mono 5, CYN transition. Pretty much, yes. And then probably going to be 3-4 on the runway, but we'll figure that out when we get a little closer. Let's activate. I'll execute. Go to our pref page. 0 fuel weight 1036. Our fuel is going to be 27,000. By the time we take off, it's going to be 27 even. Shoot. Reserves, I do not want to go under 6,000, so it'll alert us there. 350 on the cruise. Cruise wind coming in at 240, 107. 240 slant 107. Drop that in there. Deviation at -7, I thought we said. I'll take a look again. It looks like it's a deviation. It's a +7 actually. So we could just put in 48 degrees top top of climb. There you go. And then click takeoff. We already done all that, and we're going to go ahead and throw our numbers in. I've got 138, 143. 138's there, 143 is set there, and last one, 152 set. All right. Pops, how are you? Happy birthday. Hey, thanks, Dad. Appreciate it. Who else checking in? We got Curtis Markov, 3:30 p.m. Well, not bad then, huh? Denali taking Utah 1 over to PVR. This is gonna like that. You just finished a Caribbean trip, which is one of my favorites that you flew. That's a lot of fun. Archie to the Boston. Anchi to the Boston. Okay. Good stuff. Diamond, how are you? Ja, morning. Morning to you, sir. Ryan, morning from the Jet Centers of Colorado. I was lurking a little bit last night. Good landing, Captain, by the way. Oh, thank you. Cam 80 GM, early one. It is. Good morning to you as well, friend. Today got my first international flight lesson. Oh, and real world flight lesson back from a while this afternoon. 3 p.m. Mountain. Cool. Yeah, it's going to be fun, dude. You're going to love it. I'm glad you're doing that too, buddy. It's good to see you. Yeah, you're hammering that dream of yours, and that's a good thing to do. Okay, everything is good over here, folks. We've got a good jet. Let's go to the route data really quick, and then just kind of 15 minutes, and then we should be out here. So remember, I said we got to like highlight stuff on the flight plan. Well, there's a good reason for that, and this is what I'll show you because this is an older type airplane. Nope. The one I want is, and Pops, by the way, I didn't watch the third period. I got to watch the third period. But right now, last night's hockey game, folks, was an absolute, the first two periods is a goalie show. I mean, they both are standing on their heads. I cannot believe the save that Quick made. Bland, he made a save that I went, you've got to be kidding me. Right? So 242.78. So 242 slant 78. He jumped. He's down on the ice, right? And the wind guard is next. 242.62. 242.62. And the reason why we do that is for this. It makes it a little easier when we're coming through. Danger is next. And then the new aircrafts, you can just load it in yourself automatically with a sim brief plan. I know it's 249, but it's going to work. 249 at 48. Where are we? Danger. I'll throw that in there. Execute that. One more at Bono, what we really don't have to worry about. Okay, that's good. Everything else is good to go. So anyway, Quick, he had a save that, again, he's on the ice and he's on his back, he's on his stomach, and then he kicked his leg out at the last second, and I'm like, you got to be kidding! And he saved the goal. I mean, it hit his leg, which I thought was really crazy. Third period to go. The Rangers are not playing great, so I don't like it. They're not playing great hockey right now. They're kind of not showing up again, I think. But I'm giving credit to Washington. They're playing pretty good too. 12.4 flaps are going to be 6, so we'll go ahead and throw the flaps down a little bit. 6 right there. Go ahead and adjust this down. While that's going, we're going to go ahead and throw this to 6. Okay, it's where we left it yesterday. I'm going to flip that up. This is going to go ahead and rotate that pressurization outflow valve open. I'll check the suitcase handle both ways. Good. That's good. That's good. Done. They told us to squawk 5670. That's where we're going to squawk. 5670. Okay, 5670. Click test. 122.8. This is off. Actually, go take off arm. That should be open. Don't know why that was closed. Okay, both of those are open. We got a good airplane, folks. Let's go ahead and work on the departure. The Baypo 1 departure. We're going to be basically flying a runway heading straight out. So heading is going to be set to 003. Right there. We're going to climb to an altitude of approximately 6,000 feet. There we go. We'll go ahead and arm that. That is armed. And our speed, 152. Hey, thanks for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. I didn't hear a word that person said. We are going to do the art switch today. We're going to throw that to the off position. We're going to go take off flex. It is set to 50. Check that. Bravo side, check that. That looks good. Don't know if we tested this, but we will. Never know in the Northeast. All right. Good test over here. Let's go ahead and check our oxygen. Good flow. That's done. Push those up. Good. All right, folks. Got a good airplane here. Let's just check our brakes. Brakes are good. All righty. Let's go start the APU. Let's get this show on the road. I like it a lot. While the APU is firing up, let's do a quick walk around. They're done boarding the aircraft already. Let's start over here. Gotta love an 80 look here. Okay, we're looking over here for, I'll slow it down just a little bit. We've got the alpha vane. It's good to go. Throw the light on here for us. That looks good. 3 pitot tubes on top. Again, the alpha vane here. Our strake is that little crazy thing there. We got the TAT probe and the tires look good. We look at the static. Pressure's looking good. I want to see if this is speeding us up. It's actually speeding us up. That's about normal speed right there. Let's check the wing here. The lighting obviously is good. We can tell by the pavement. Okay, ailerons, looking at flap fairings. Those are looking good. Tires are coming in here. Again, you're looking for flat spots, cords, anything missing. This inlet looks good. You would have a crap load of puddle of oil here. This engine's old, so they definitely leak. Okay, we're going to be up here looking at the pitot tube. You can see the heat coming in. I don't know if you can see that, but the APU is on, so it'll be really loud over here by this side. Speed us up a little bit, folks. All right, sneezed. Looks good on top. Elevator's looking good. Stab's looking good. Got nothing hanging off the aircraft, no damage, no tail strikes. Sneezing. Sorry. 2 sneezes in a row. Outflow valve is open. You can see that pressurization outflow valve right there. It's good to go. Again, surface of the wing looks good. You look for any ice. Obviously, it's Tampa. There's no ice to be had, which is great. Tires are looking good. Flap fairings are good. They're slightly drooping because of the hydraulic creep from last night. Hydraulic tends to seep out. Not of the aircraft, but it just seeps out of the tube, and then it it causes this droop. The 727s are notorious for that in the mornings. You come in and you do a 727 and the actually flower flaps, not flower, but Fowler flaps are actually hang down. They actually come all the way out of the aircraft. All right, it's a good airplane. We're going to jump back in. We'll rock our paperwork, and then we'll get out of here. That's on. APU is on. I think that's set to run. We'll go ahead and throw the air on. We've got good pressure. And let's throw it on the line here. 1, 2, check that. APU is good. All right, folks, we're ready to go. Let's run the checklist. We'll be out of here. Okay, 0 fuel weight. We've set it in check. Takeoff condition computer is set. And I just want to make sure. We have 6 and 6 set. Okay, stab trim set. Takeoff selector set. Airspeed bugs, TRP, they're set. Fuel and fuel pumps. Our fuel pumps are on. Center tanks are coming on. We'll burn out of the center first. We got 92, 92, 92, and 2750. Okay, our doors are closed. Hydraulics coming on high, and let's go ahead and call for push. Aux is on. Pumps up. Let's go and get a push. I'll go ahead and drop this yoke so I can see what I'm doing. All right, let's call them up. We're right on schedule, right on target. All right, I'm going to prepare for push. Do you want to start the engines before? I do not, sir. You guys ready to go? Diamond says, hey, Captain, what simulation seat do you recommend? I need a comfortable seat. Oh, what are you looking for? Like a if you're looking for more like a cockpit seat, so it depends on the seat you want. That's a loaded question. So do you want a cockpit seat or do you want an office chair seat? That's going to be depending on what what you're looking at. That could change. So when I'm saying that recommendation may change on depending on what seat you're looking for. It just really depends on those things. Does that make sense? All right, jetway's away. We're gonna go ahead and so let me know what kind of seat you're looking at. I think an office chair seats. They're run $150, maybe $200. Anti-collision light is on now. So it depends what kind of seat you want, right? I like the one you have, that style. Okay, so this is more of a cockpit layout. We're going to go ahead and go nose to the right, tail to the left. Okay, so nose to the right, tail to the left. We're ready to go here. I'm going to go ahead and just click this. Click this to run 256 on the outbound. We're ready to go, folks. Let's go. Brakes off. We're on the push. Tap of traffic, Riptide 5803 on push. Run, gate Echo 68 or 67. So make sure nobody's behind us. Be a good idea. Oh, there's a Delta aircraft coming in right now. Pretty busy in Tampa right now. All right, let's go ahead and fire it up. We'll fire up number 2 first on the Alpha side today, and then we got pressure in there, and we'll start the valve. So, Diamond Mike, what I would recommend is to go to a site called SimFab, and then simfab.com, type in MSFS, and it's probably one of your cheapest options, and I think much better than the racing, the sim racing one. I really do. Fuel in. There's our light. Got a good light there on number 2. Wait till it gets about 250. Yeah, okay, we could throw this starter to off. I really would take a look at SimFab. I recommend them, and because it's completely modular, you can really adjust anything. I've got my keyboards over here. You could probably see on my over my shoulder. You can see a whole bunch of that. Okay, so park brake set. We're gonna go ahead and do something interesting. We're gonna throw this to auto. And I'm gonna shut down this one. It's gonna give some heat to the, or in this particular case, some cooling. Right start valves open. That should take few. Yep, it's taking APU air now. Basically isolating and just ventilating the cabin to give them some heat. Let's go ahead and open the window. Listen to those JT8s. Can't hear anything yet because we haven't started it. 22 on the fuel. Here comes the fuel in. Fuel on. There's our light. Got a good light. Watching the EGT the whole way. Timer on. Valves coming closed. Good start. There's rollback. 2 good starts. Checked. Good. Go on the left side today. Going to throw this to the off position. Throw that to the off position. Clear that. Everybody check those. Good, good. Flooded off. Logos on. Set into auto. Good. Coming down. Everything's looking good. We're going to lock the deer.
477 taking off. 01 right to the north.
01 right. So yep. That is coming down. Flap set. And we're coming down flap 6, I believe. That should give us the 6. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's take a look at this. Now, one thing I have to check really quick. We'll do a brake check when we go. Yeah, okay. Aux is on high. We're good. Parking brake are on and ART switches and op. That's good. Throw the light. We're going to go ahead and light this thing up. TARA. All right, here we go. Before taxi, air conditioning panel is set. Pitot heat ignition is on. Ignition's off right now. I'll go ahead and throw it to the alpha side. That's fine. Anti-ice is off. Engine instruments are checked. Everything looks good. All right, flaps and slats. Takeoff green light, and we are on takeoff flex. Transponders on TARA. Pneumatic cross feeds are closed, and taxi checklist is complete. Let's go, folks. Did I throw the brakes? I can't tell. That's the only problem. All right, brakes are off. We're ready. We're basically going to take taxi straight down here. And I'm going to take this turn off. Yeah, Diamond Mike, appreciate it, man. Steve, thank you. Yeah, anyway, I recommend it. I recommend SimFab. They are awesome to work with. A lot of modular things here, so you could, you know, really connect any peripheral you want, which is really neat. And you know, the yoke, I know a lot of guys that use TCA yoke, which is I think it's a Thrustmaster yoke. It's like a Boeing yoke. I have something that they don't make anymore. I have a 737 yoke. This guy's taking off the wrong direction, and that is This is FSLT. I have FSLT on. Let me call him up. Tampa traffic, Riptide 5803, taxi, runway 1 left via Whiskey, Tampa. All right, we're going to have the moon all the way in because we're simulating a night flight. And I'm going to have to get rid of FSLT because these people, I don't know what's a live traffic and what isn't. Especially when we're working on VATSIM. And the reason why I go with FSLT here, SimFab on the design of the cockpit, you can probably see over my shoulder this setup, is because a really good share is going to cost you around $600 to $900, a good one. And if you're simming a lot, you're sitting down a lot, you want to be comfortable. I've tried both seats. I've tried FS Expo. I tried this seat and I tried the racing, the Boeing seat, and the one from what is it? We talked about it yesterday. That racing, that Boeing seat. It cost $800 just for the seat, right? For the seat, and I think you get a rack. This thing is $600, and it gives you everything you need. And the only thing it doesn't come with doesn't come with the keyboard mount. But the add-on to that was for me worth it because I was like, yeah, I want something where I could just, and you could go right side or left side, doesn't matter. It's completely up to you on how you do this. It worked for me because, like, for you righties out there, you can have right here, you can have your throttle quad, and then you could connect your keyboard right here. So you can have your throttle quadrant and then your keyboard, your mouse on this side. It completely on how you want to do it. It's completely modular, which is neat about the whole setup. No, it's not. It's not bad at all. And you got your add-ons that you can do. If you don't want the keyboard, you don't need to. That's just an add-on I had because I didn't want my keyboard up in front of me because of when I'm streaming and stuff like that. So I decided to put it on the side. And I got a drink holder here, the whole 9 yards. It's pretty cool. What else other mods do I have on this thing? I have another mod here from my FMC. You can see this plate that I have, and this changes when I fly the 7.3. This is gone. I pulled this out and I put the FMC up here with another pipe, if you will. It's not a pipe, it's like a bar. Let me go ahead and check the brakes. Good braking, good. So the rotors work now. All right, folks. All right, those folks in the chat right now who are members, you guys ready to go here? We're going to go ahead and go throw the parachutes on. We'll stop the aircraft. We'll light the brakes. I don't think we're going to move, actually. Yeah, we are going to move. Brakes on. All right, parachutes on. Let's go. Flight directors are on. Parachutes on in the chat, those folks who are members. Let's do this thing. Let's run our checklist. Windows closed. All right, here we go. Before takeoff, takeoff config. We've checked it. Let's go ahead and set this. Bring it up, bring it down. Looks good. All right. Takeoff config check. Green light, takeoff flags. Ignition selector is set. Alpha. Altimeters are set. ABS and spoilers are armed. We're ready to go. Okay, on the departure, folks, is runway heading straight out to Finke. I've got vectors Finke. I'm just going to go direct to Finke. That's one less thing I have to do. And we'll go enter. All right, any questions, comments, concerns, cheap shots? All right. How high off the ground, Captain? The seat is pretty pretty low to the ground actually. The seat was like maybe there's an extender on it that comes with it. Let me call him up. Hang on. Tampa traffic Riptide 5803 taking runway 1 left Tampa. So lights coming on. The seat's probably about, I don't know, 10 inches. It's like a 9-inch riser or something like that. Yeah, it's about a 9-inch riser. So your desk has to be good to go for that. But you could I was thinking putting mine on a stand too. But like I said, they come with it. All right, you guys ready to go? Let's get to work here. I got one left on the pavement. We are rocking and rolling. I don't see FSLT do anything stupid. So we're going to bring it all the way up. Here we go. 1.4. And auto throttle is on. Let's go. Okay, I'm transitioning. Takeoff thrust set. I got the rudders. We got clamp. Sorry, I had to kick a little bit of rudder there. It wasn't responding. All right, there's V1. We're going. We're rotating. Got a little bit of rudder in there. Get that correction in. Okay, excellent. Here we go. Gear up. I'm going to rotate to about 20 degrees right here. I'm just going to hold that. Yeah, I know. We got traffic alert. Okay, heading select. Maintain. Clear of conflict. They're landing the wrong way on FSLT, if you're wondering. All right, there's 1,000 feet. Let's clean it up, climb it up, speed it up. All those things. Let's bug it up. So we're going to bug it up. Telling the aircraft now, we're going to go to a climb. Right there. Nope. Climb, bro. Climb. There we go. Let's pitch the nose about 15 degrees. Get some speed back. And I'll keep the flaps in until we cross about 180. Then I'll pull them up. We're going direct to Finke. Good on the climb so far. I'm actually going to keep the lights on today. I would have shut them off, but I'm keep getting dinged with FSLT. It's dinging me. All right, a little bit more aggressive now on the speed. I'm going to go ahead and flip to nav. There we go. And we're going to keep on the climb, okay? Pitch the nose down just a little bit more. Go ahead and climb to 350. That is set. And I'm going to go ahead and just drop this a little bit. All right. We're going to go vertical speed. I'm going to go VS hold. And I'm just going to decrease the pitch angle on this thing. Autopilot on. See how it took it over like that? Okay, here we go. Flaps up. We are past our maneuvering speed now. We can climb to 250, which we're going to do right now. I'm going to set a VNAV climb. Slats coming up. Okay, slats retract. We're coming up to 250 on the speed, going right to Finke. I'm actually going to get these lights off. I mean, I'll keep them on, dang it. I want to see if they I don't get nailed with their Foqua. All right, we're on the climb, 10 degrees. Here we go. Off. 1, and we'll shut the hydro pumps off. And I really should set like a camera over there. Through 6,000. All right, folks, we're settling nice. Let's make sure we're climbing okay. We're pressurizing. We've got climb here, and our cabin altitude is looking good as well. And we'll look down and just check this. We're doing all right there. Oh, I gotta take this call really quick if I can. I'm getting a phone call. That's it. Let me just talk to you about the chair. My decision for buying this thing. It's I was looking at a good chair before, and you probably heard my I had a gaming chair, right? And it was just so uncomfortable when you're sitting there for hours. It was like I can't do this. It just hurt. There's 10,000 feet. That's off. Seatbelts are now off, and let the flight attendants let them know, and now I can turn my lights off. At least these lights are off. And then when we get to 18,000, we'll turn the rest of the lights off. But right now, the reason we're going to increase our speed. Let's take a good look at the wings here. Not bad, folks. Good departure. See that black smoke coming out. You can see the kick, the wind we have already. That's going to be ugly. Lots of wind to push us. All right. The reason why is I was looking at a good ergonomic chair, and that thing was running around, gosh, it was like $900, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. So I went to Expo. I went to the Flight Sim Expo. I was talking to these guys at SimFab, sat down in their seat, and I was like, sat down in the other seat too. I tried them both out, and I'm like, this is the bee's knees, man. So I did a video on our channel. If you look at SimFab review, I take you through the whole process, really, and I recommend them. I mean, I really do. They're not sponsored by me. I don't get any money from them or anything like that. But I bought it with my own money, so I'm just telling you as a review. I love it. Okay, let's do a climb check here. Ignition's off. APU is off, and the air is off. Fuel pumps and the center tank, we're burning down the center. Spoilers and ABS, we're going to disarm those right now. Off. Flaps and slaps up, and then we'll go ahead and stow them. So we're going to stow them by this little wheel here. Just all the way down to 0, and it'll stow them out. That's it. Stowed. Okay, climb check is complete. Let's just go ahead and just check one more thing. Just making the pressurizations good. Yeah. Okay, our diff is coming in. Cabin altitude is coming up good. We're about 1,200 feet, so we're pressurizing well. All right, folks, we'll just kind of settle into this. We're doing a straight-out climb through Florida on the east coast of Florida. Excuse me, the west coast of Florida. We got one more thing to do on our cruise, and that's our climb, I should say, and that's going to be a 18,000 flow. We'll do that here when we hit 18,000. We'll try to grab a VOR. I do have to make a call, but that's it. Yep. Image Seeker, good morning and happy birthday. Well, appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for checking in and hanging out with us on a Saturday morning. Hopefully a fun for you here as we climb through 18,000. We'll go ahead and 29092 on the altimeter. We're getting into RVSM airspace. Oh, we got to maintain that 2992, and you would cross-check with your FO. Right there, you just kind of look and go, all right, what are you seeing? 2992. Okay, so you want to make sure they're both matching up. 18.8. Yep, and we're crossing that. And then, last but not least, we're going to go across here and then throw our lights off. And the collision lights, that stays on. The cells are off. That's it. Last thing on the overhead, we're going to go ahead and throw the logo lights, the off position, and we're climbing. That's it. So that was my thought process with the whole thing. Radar, folks, the weather looks great in our whole route of flight. There's nothing to worry about. Maybe we get a little bit of turbulence coming through, but I'm looking at it right now. There's no... All the radar echo returns are not where we are, which is nice. It's a good change. A little bit in the northeast, up in the Albany area, we have some showers. But we might get some showers because we're getting a little closer into New York. But right now, we're good to go. All right, Marco says, should you rehire Cliff? Still remember his takeoff. Well, it was not perfect. We could try Cliff again. We could try him. He's just a pain in the neck. The thing about Cliff is, I'll try it. I'm always up for trying it. How about our next flight? I'll go ahead and try it. We'll see. All right, guys, I'm going to stop the clock here. Reset it. We're at 22 minutes now. Not bad. We are on the climb out. There's nothing to see except a beautiful moonlight. In the sim, it's really bright. It's nice. This airplane really nice to fly at night. It's there's so many rheostats that you can change and lighting and stuff like that. That's really a neat deal. All right, prog page coming in. So let me show you what we got here on our charts, and I'll take you through this. Go like that. That is not the way we're going. That's the flight that we came in on. We'll unload that. Click import. Go from SimBrief, and then we'll plug this in. This is our Navigraph charts. If you don't have this application, I recommend you definitely get it. It's you can't really fly without it in my mind. I'm not saying that because I'm biased. I've been using this for decades. So the thing is, you could get these airport charts here. This is a Jeppesen chart. To get Jeppesen plates would cost you that, if the whole United States would cost you like $1,200 a year. It's expensive. Now, if you're really flying, and obviously, you might want to just get your region, but if you're simming, this is what I would recommend. Just all the way. This is worldwide coverage for like not even close. I think it's like $80 or something for the year. It's so worth it, especially when you're doing a lot of flying and you're flying a lot. There's our departure. We just flew into this. We're in this region here. So I'll go ahead and we can change this to light mode. Now you can see we're in the IFR high now because we have it automatic, which is neat. Let's go ahead and take a look at some VORs that we're going to be flying over or around. This is going to be the north of Florida, the Valdosta area. Then we're going to kind of kick it off to the Carolinas. Doesn't look like we're getting any VORs, just close, so nothing on the route that we're going to pick. But we could definitely grab some that are close. Like we have Cross City VOR right there. We can hone in on that. Taylor, let's get Taylor, 122.9. So I'm just going to go over here, type 122.9, and that should hone into that 79 miles as the crow flies. It's always a good idea to know where you are. Weird. Always a good idea to know where we are. We got Taylor's here. After Taylor, let's go ahead and grab this one, 115.1, which is green, it's called. So on this side, I'm just going to go 115.1. Probably won't get into it yet just because we're still far away. So anyway, that's what we want to do. You always want to check where you are, what you're doing. Cross-check again and again and again. If we had a problem right now, we would want to probably go Jacksonville, which is Craig VOR 1145. Maybe I'll just tune that right there. There we go. Let's see if we can grab Jacksonville. Yep, there's Jayville. Jayville's 86.9 nautical miles away with this needle, the double needles. So that's where we're at. All right. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I hit the wrong thing. What do we got here? Let me see if I can't get this computer monitor a little close to me. Hang on. All right, there we go. I won't fly without Cliff, especially in the 80. Yeah. Cam, he's a pain in the neck. And to be honest with you, I think I'd do it much faster without him. But we'll do it again. We'll see if it works. Like I said, on the next flight, I'll try it. Cruise, we should be at 0.77, not 7.5. Let me check one thing on our flights here, just to see what they're cruising us at. I think we're at 0.77, folks. Yeah. So I'm going to change this to 0.77 on the cruise. Oops. You never want to hear that. I'll come down here and show you what I'm doing. I'm going to go 0.77. I'm going to dump it over the top of this, and then we're going to execute it. So it means that I'm telling the aircraft, hey, you know, we got to get to 0.77. Don't be flying this 0.75 crap. So when we get to our cruise level, I expect to go a little faster than 0.75, especially with this wind. It's going to be nice. Going to be a quartering tailwind. It's not a direct tailwind, but it's better than nothing. Doesn't really do a lot when we're crabbing like this. It's really nice. Once we start making that northeast turn, we should get a little more push on the tail. All right, there's altitude capture. You can see we got VNAV capture here. We've got the alarm, which means we got 1,000 to go. VNAV capture coming up 34.4, going to 35. Cam, I will never forget the pain of having them on page and filling them every 2 weeks. I'll never miss those days. Yeah, I have that integrated in my sim. Very worth it. Okay. Yep. Hopefully Cliff isn't watching. Cliff's terrible. The guy's an absolute nut. We'll get him. We'll get him on again. I know you guys like him. He's a pain on my side, that's for sure. Like I said, I think I could do it better without him, just to be honest. Gear down. Wipers on. No, Cliff. We'll get Cliff on our... Where are we flying to next? Where are the Rangers playing their next away game? Do we know? Somebody in the chat, look at the hockey schedule, and we might see that. Timeout. Oh, crap. What was it? We're going to say 02... 45, maybe 0250, somewhere around there. Quantity, I didn't write it down. I should have. 14 over 15. Writing down my paperwork right now since we're at cruise. And then hydraulic, we had 13 over 12. He does provide comic relief, I guess, right? We'll get Cliff on here again. I'll get him going. He's such a pain. The JEP charts, that is. I gotcha. Yeah, Cam, the JEP, there's no way. Jeffrey says Cliff went back to work for Spirit. That's right. I'll recall him. We'll get Cliff here again. I'll recall him on. Let me look at the schedule and see what I got going on. Freaking Cliff. Rangers schedule 2023. We've got Tampa Bay tonight, obviously. Let's see what we got here. We lost 4-3. I thought we would lose last night. I'm not surprised. Played like crap. He's furloughed? Yeah. All right, so this is the last game of the year for the Rangers tonight, and hopefully we can win and they actually play a good game. We got Tuesday, the 2nd, we play at Carolina. Then we have Washington. Our next away game will be Montreal. We'll fly them up on Friday. That's going to be fun. It's only like an hour away, so an hour and 10 minutes. I got a target below us. See? Yeah. Targets below us, no factor. So what we'll end up doing is we'll put Cliff on schedule. So January schedule, folks, we've got Montreal next week, next Friday. And then we'll do a private stream on the 10th, which would be a Wednesday. We're going to St. Louis. So Cliff will be recalled for the Montreal game. We'll see how he does. If he's crap, then we'll dump him again. But I'll do that public. That'll be a public stream on Friday the 5th. We'll go up to Montreal. We'll do a private stream on the 10th for St. Louis. Wednesday's probably better for me. Then we've got Washington again on the 12th. That'll be a public stream. We're going to go to Washington. Oh, gosh. We got Las Vegas, folks. That's going to be ugly. That's a long flight. But again, that'll be a private. I don't know if I'm going to stream that. I'll record it for sure. I just don't know when I'm going to fly that because it's so long of a flight. So we're going out west. So we've got Las Vegas going to be on the week of the 17th. They don't, like I said, I'll probably record that and then post it. And then on the next Friday, we've got LA. So we go from Vegas to LA, which is a fun one. Then we got Anaheim. And I don't know if we're flying Anaheim, SNA. I think they just bus them there. We're going to be busy. The end of January is busy. We've got Anaheim, San Jose. So you'll see some crazy stuff. And then we have Vegas. Oh my gosh, they got a back-to-back at home? No way. So we've got, on the 26th, we fly from San Jose back to, on the 23rd. We'll probably fly on the 24th, which is that Wednesday. We'll fly back from San Jose to Westchester. They play Las Vegas on the 26th. So that night, we'll fly them out. We're going to go to Ottawa. Ooh. So Fridays are going to be full. We've got Montreal, Washington, LA, and then Ottawa. That's our month next month. It's a busy one. Send it back to Hartford. That's exactly. Yeah, Marco, we got it. Sean, good morning. Jason, happy birthday. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Mine was on the 21st, and I do feel old. Yeah, I do too. I mean, you know what? I don't even know how old I am. Like my wife yesterday was like, "How old are you now?" I'm like, "I don't know." To tell you the truth, no idea. I stopped counting. All right. We're starting that northeast turn I was talking about before. Here we go. We got Memphis Center online. And that's it, folks. We're just going to hang out here. We'll send it back to Hartford. That's funny. So anyway, Cliff will be recalled from Montreal. We'll see how he does. And I will be right back. I'm going to get on a phone here. Get on a phone. I'm actually going to stretch my legs for a minute and then feed my dogs. They need to eat. I got to feed these two poodles. Right, buddy? Newfoundlands, and they each weigh over 100 pounds. Matter of fact, he's looking at me. He got his shots yesterday, so he wasn't happy. Good stuff. So, yep. Oh man, my legs. And then whenever we get back, let's talk about a system. I don't know. Let's talk about the electrical system or something. Right, buddy? You can't see him, but he's a big dog. He's a big dog. Right, dude? Moose? See? Who's big dog? You ready to go? You hungry? Yeah, he's wagging his tail. He's a puppy still, too. Did you sleep? I did. I did. I went to sleep. Pretty good time. Wasn't too bad. You ready? You want to eat? You hungry? I gotta go feed him. I will be right back, folks, and I'll give you a good look here. 4,500 pounds. You can't really see anything off the wing, but there it is. That's a nice shot with the moon. I'll be right back. Won't take too long, maybe 10 minutes. Here we go. All right, folks, I'm back. Sorry, I had to feed the dogs, get the dogs fed. We are headed to an intersection called Bland, and the flight right now is approximately, see how many miles we have to go here. We're looking at about 683 miles to go total, and we have about just in the Carolinas right now, so just pushing out of northern Florida, and we're in the Carolinas. You can see the speed is 67 knots on the tail. We've got, I'll show you where we are. Right through here. Okay, nice and high up, and probably grab a VOR here. Let's see. Columbia 1147, so I'm going to tune that right now. If I can. 114.7. Dude, what in the world? I can't see. We got 1147. Okay, that's set to Columbia VOR. There we go, about 29 miles away from that. And I do want to look at a system. If we could pull a system up, I'm going to kind of look at a system with you and go over a system. My dog's like, hey, what are you doing here? They're trying to bother me. Hey. Man, I wish I had like a reach pole to open my door and close my door. Come on, Ed. Push it open. Come on. Come on. She's going to have me get up, isn't she? She's going to have me get up. I got to open the door. I'll be right back. All right, sorry. We're going to do something. We're going to go into one of those things I like to talk about. Let's see if we can pull it up. Stand by. Nope, this is not the correct one I want. Okay. Hi. Hi. Gonna look for a system here. What system do you guys want to talk about? I do want to talk about a system. So, you know, an aircraft system, and there's something I wanted to discuss. Where the heck is it? No, that's not it. Let's see if I could find it first here. No. No. I'm going to try to find it. Let's see if we can't get it. I do want to discuss a system on this airplane. Any takers on a system that you want to talk about? No, that's the introduction. I don't want that. This is just, it's called Volume 2. That's going to give us the, that's not the right one. Wait, this might be it, but I don't think so. Yeah. All right, let me pull the system up. We'll have a chat. I'm just looking for the right manual to find. We could talk about fuel, ice and rain, instrumentation, engines, emergency equipment, electrical, air. Let's talk about engines. They're fun. All right. Sean says cabin pressurization. We could talk about that. That's air under air systems. Let's do that then. Let's go ahead and go back to air systems. I think this is the right one. All right. I gotta zoom up and see what we got. Emergency equipment. Man, I gotta bring this all the way up. Okay, I think it's going to be right here. And I'm going to look for it by doing a search. Air systems. Of course not. Why would it? Okay, here we go. Pressurization, I don't know if it's, I think it's in air systems here. Let's go to link and find out. Okay, I'll pull this up so we can have a look together. And drop this over here. We're looking at air conditioning, air distribution. Airplane pressurization. Let's take a look at that. I'll go to the link, and then I'm going to get rid of that was an update. Alright, so airplane pressurization is provided by a controlled flow of bleed air, where's my pen, from the pneumatic supply, which passes through the air conditioning systems and ducted to the pressurized areas. Desired pressurization levels are maintained by regulating escape of the compressed air through the cabin air outflow valve, which is on the outside of the aircraft, which I showed you during the walk around. That's your cabin outflow valve. Plug this in. Whoa, what the crap? Somebody's here. Nobody's robbing this house. No one. For that reason. That reason alone. Got big dogs. You can hear them. Unruly passengers here, folks. Hang on, let me look. Somebody's at the door. Yeah, there's our food. Cool. Alright, so back to this. We've got desired pressurization levels maintained by regular escape of the compressed air through the cabin air outflow valve, which is in the back. Normally, the outflow valve is automatically positioned by a dual automatic pressurization system to control cabin. So it's just like the same thing on the 737. Really? Are you not going to work? Okay. Maybe I could do this. Good. We're connected. Alright, let's try this again. We've got... Normally the outflow valve is automatically positioned by a dual... Right there. That works now. So I'm going to just highlight that. Dual automatic pressurization. System control cabin pressure. I'll take off the landing. For automatic operation, the outflow valve's cabin altitude control lever must be up in the forward position, right? The cabin out control wheel, that's this guy right here. This control wheel, let's go ahead and turn the light on. That is your outflow valve, and you can see it needs to be in the up position, not all the way up. It needs to be right here in the up this position. You have decreased open, and that's in an automatic mode now. And you can see by the lever that the outflow valve is pretty much closed, very much at zero here, which is good. For automatic, sorry, let's read this here again. Right there. For automatic operation of the outflow valve's cabin altitude control lever must be in the up forward position. The cabin out control wheel rotates as the system automatically adjusts maintained pressurization. An outflow valve position indicator next to the wheel moves to the indicated valve position. For manual operation, the cab out control lever must be placed in the down aft position. That opens it basically. The wheel is pressed down and rotated in the desired direction. The indicator moves in the same direction to indicate outflow valve position. Dual pressure relief valves are installed to protect the airplane structure from maximum input pressure or pressure from a possible wing anti-ice duct rupture. It's interesting. The relief valves start to limit cabin differential pressure between 7.95 and 8.27 psi. The maximum limit of the pressurization system is 8.32. It's good to know. Is your maximum diff is right there, about 8.3. Negative pressure is relieved by the inward movement of the galley service and passenger entrance door seals, and one negative pressure relief valve installed in the aft pressure bulkhead. So you have a positive, you have negative, right? A red cabin out warning light on the EOAP illuminates a warning horn, sounds 5 seconds, followed by the voice cabin altitude when the pressurization system fails to maintain cabin pressure, equivalent to a pressure altitude of 10,000 or less. So you're going to see that happened in one of John's streams where he was, you know, the valve switch was in the open position, so the thing wasn't pressurizing. Glare shield master warning lights also illuminate with the airplane on the ground. The automatic system pressurizes the cabin when the throttles are advanced for takeoff. At this time, 60-second timer is also starting. The event of projected takeoff, the cabin automatically depressurizes when the throttles are retarded. If the airplane is not in flight within 60 seconds after the throttles are advanced for takeoff, the cabin depressurizes. That's interesting. Right? Let's see. That's nice. Once a descent has detected about 1,000 feet of altitude loss, cabin automatically maintains a cabin differential pressure of 7.77 psi until the cabin has reached the selected landing altitude. When the selected landing altitude is above the scheduled, the cabin climbs to hold and holds the selected landing altitude. So basically, if you don't set the right altitude, descent altitude, well, field elevation altitude, right in the window, it's gonna let us know. All right, drives full open. Let's see here. When operating on the pressured schedule, the cabin rate of climb is proportional to the airplane rate of climb within the maximum limits as set with rate control knob. So your rate control knob is on the overhead panel, and that is going to be right here. Your rate control knob is right there. This rate limit is pretty much set to auto now. Okay, so you can see we have a differential pressure. Our diff is about 7.6 right there. Cabin altitude is about 7,000 feet. Dual digital automatic pressurization. We don't have that. I don't think we do, at least. So these are the air ducts. I'll show you those. We got air ducts. My dogs want to leave now. All right, so you're the cold air ducts here in black, and then the conditioned air ducts are in this checkered. You can see how that works. You have the mixing chambers, pretty much everything in the back where the engines are located, right? On the 737s in the belly, everything goes into, I should say, into the next to the belly, next to the cargo. It's interesting, the mixing chamber and stuff like that. It's all in the aft of this aircraft, just because that's where the tubing is. You have the recirc fan in the back there. Your cabin AIF outflow nozzle. You have recirc fan in the inside, cabin air outflow valve, butterfly valve. You can see that right there. All right, what else we have? This is interesting. Your cargo compartment pressure equalization valves. Pretty cool. 2 in the cabin, 2 in cargo. That's right here. And what they do is it equalizes the pressure in the cargo compartment. Okay, so what's the legend on this? Pressurized by intermittent action of cargo. Okay. Okay, so the front is heated. The unpressurized is like this legend here. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, obviously your aft pressure bulkhead's right there, and then all this is unpressurized. This is unpressurized, so is this. And everything else is, what is this? Pressurized by air exhausted from flight compartment, no temperature control. That's right here. That's the electronic bay, apparently. Cool. Here are our controls. This is the air conditioning panel, is what we have. You have your cabin temp. What's our cabin temp right now? 30? Up above, we've got cabin temp about 25 degrees, 24 degrees. That's a little hot. isn't it? I'm going to cool that down. See what happens. I drive this a little bit on the cool side. Now, is it the right? On the 7.3, you could go supply temp here. Or you could actually check your compartments in the 737. You can't do that in this. It's just cabin. That's it. So you see it's starting to come down a little bit as the valves go slightly this way. Let's see if we can get them in the cooler side. There we go. I got my dog out again. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Auto. The cabin temperature only adjusts, automatically adjusts moving the selector left to right. Cold. Toward the cold position. Hot. Hot position. Stop. Oh, gosh. We gotta let her out. Okay. We have air conditioning shut off. We override in auto. This is interesting. So if we go on the overhead panel again, now let's take a look at that. Right here, this panel right there, this air conditioning shut off. Oh, we have override and then auto. Your override restores pack operations with engines mismatched. That's what that does. Auto, both packs automatically shut down if either engine fails during takeoff. The respective pack shuts down if the heat exchanger cooling is insufficient. The left to right pack shuts down if air conditioning air supply to the cabin cockpit is too high. Cabin or cockpit is too high. So that's in the auto mode. We have underneath that the ram air switch. Closes the valve, opens ram air valve, allows ram air to enter the conditioned air ducts in the right conditioning at a point prior to the mixing chamber. And then that's what that does. That was pretty neat. Who thought this would be a lesson, right? And then we have the air switch, which we know we have the air APU air switch. We know about that. We know about that. We talked about the cabin pressure control wheel. We discussed that as well. Pneumatic shutoffs in the back. And then we have our pneumatic pressure. Now that's something I never really look at, is the pneumatic pressure, unless we're starting the engine. You can see it's 0, right? Because I have the valves closed. The cross feeds, the pneumatic cross feeds are closed. So think about the pneumatic cross feed on the pedestal panel as the isolation valve in a 737. Same kind of thing. Yeah, see, it's the weird thing is, on the ground allows routing of APU or external air for engine start and air conditioning operation. Both air conditioning systems and airfoil ice protection systems may be operated from a single engine pneumatic supply. Closed. It isolates the respective left and right pneumatic supply sources. The left engine supplies bleed air for the left pneumatic. The right engine supplies bleed for the right. And our pressure gauge indicates the pneumatic pressure in the crossfeed manifold. So we're reading 0 pressure in the crossfeed manifold, which we should have no pressure in the crossfeed manifold. Talked about the differential pressure already and the cabin altitude and climb gauge. And I think we are good to go on that, folks. Good stuff. Functional schematic. I gotta let this dog. This dog's got to do something. She is not happy. I'll let you out. I'll let you out. Relax. Okay. That's the end of that. Good stuff. What we got? We're at Dad's. We're getting up to Virginia now, folks. We're getting closer. Well, we're in North Carolina now. We got approximately 495 miles to go. Can you imagine doing this at, way late? There's no way. I would have took off at like 10:45 at night. There's no way I would have been able to do that. I'm going to let the dog out. I'll be right back. Sorry, folks, I'm back. I'm going to eat a little bit of breakfast. How's that? We got associated light, center field pumps low, so we're going to have to throw these off, and that's the end of that. Okay, I'm looking at about 407 miles to our destination, and let's take a look at Bono 5. We need to be crossing Bono about 17,000. So if we go to the legs page here, we can see Bono's at 17,000. That's in, and then we've got Deer Park at 15. Whoops. Deer Park 15,000. Sound is 13,011, so we're good on that. We could take a look at the forecast for descent, and I'll go ahead and throw my numbers in just a minute. But right now, I'm going to eat breakfast. It's about that time. So we got Cracker Barrel. SS Aviation, how are you? This is hey. Hopefully you're doing well and you guys are hanging out. Welcome aboard, by the way, if you're just joining us. We are heading over to White Plains from Tampa on a hockey charter. And if I can do good today eating and not get it all over my shirt, we'll be in good shape. If you don't mind me eating, I'm gonna eat. Looks like we have Boston Center online, so they might kind of take us in. They probably will dump us off, but we'll be in and out of Boston. They're not controlling White Plains, but they'll control us on the descent at least. Everything Aviation, good morning. How are you? Snacks for later, right? I got Cracker Barrel, actually. I got some eggs, and kids love Cracker Barrel here, so I'm eating that. And we're just in Virginia. How's our fuel doing? Just look at our fuel here. 17.8. Just going to do a quick burn check. We are at, what, gears? $17,000 is the forecast. We're at 17.8. So we're 800 pounds better than forecast. So that's good. We'll take it. You're awesome. Good. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in and hanging out on a Saturday morning. Crap, I remember Saturday morning we used to have Looney Tunes. You guys remember Looney Tunes? I loved it. Mike says about to descend into Oakland with Southwest. Cool. Are you Mike? Are you doing the Are you doing virtualswa.com? And I think you got 2020, right? You got the PMDG aircraft. You're learning that airplane. You applied. Good. Good being cool. Once you get in, you'll get the Discord. probably get. You could fly. I recommend flying a trip, like getting used to flying trips from your domicile, wherever you're based out of. Where are you going to be based? Are you? You're up in Boston, aren't you? So Baltimore probably good for you. Hopefully I can be. Ah, that's awesome, Mike. Appreciate it, man. That's good. Let's keep flying. For sure. Got to start somewhere, right? Everybody's got to start somewhere. That's good, though. You're going to get experience, and you get your hours in on that sim. And then come over, apply to Coastal. Get your 200 hours in there on VATSIM. Love to have you. Jeez. So I had the. You guys ever go to Cracker Barrel? It's really good. Normally I wanted to go there, but on a Saturday morning they are so packed. It's crazy. I'm eating eggs, and then eggs and some sausage from Cracker Barrel. Like I said, we normally go there, but Saturday morning it'd be so busy. Well, we were originally planning to go. And that's why I planned on flying, because we weren't going to go. We're just going to get it ordered in. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to fly early in the morning. I didn't want to do this late. This flight would have been done way late, like at 10:45. They're not forecasted to land until 2 a.m. There's no way. Right now, 0433 in the sim. So that's why it's a dark. If you're wondering, why is it so dark in the simulator? That's why we're doing it. Dewan said, my cat jumped on my face and woke me up. Doesn't your cat do that all the time? Dewan, I think your cat does that a lot. I think it's the first time your cat did something like that. That's funny. All right, folks. Weather right now, Westchester, 10 miles visibility, broken clouds. Beautiful. 55. Winds 290 at 9 knots. Let's see, 290. We'll probably take 3-4 again. Let's see what they're landing. Landing party runway 34 and 29er. I don't think we can land 29, can we? Isn't it a really short runway? Yeah, no. 4,400 feet. We're not touching that with a 10-foot pole. We're going to check 3-4. We'll take a left crosswind on the landing. So we can anticipate that. It's actually forecasted to get pretty strong, the winds. still frustrating. I get it. I know how it is, man. Especially when you're tired. You get so mad. You're like, what are you doing? Dumb dog. All right, I'm almost done here with breakfast. So in case if you were all wondering why the heck we're at night, that's because we're simulating tonight, basically. I wasn't going to take off at 10:45 and fly to 2 a.m. There's no way I'm doing that. Dewan, I anticipate I'm going to be looking at your PowerPoint slides here soon, buddy. We will be in a Boston Center. Just right at Bono. And then we have to go to Boston Center and they'll probably dump us off as we get close to the airport. It's weird because White Plains is not actually in New York's airspace. It's in Boston Center's airspace. All right, I'm done eating. So, Boston Center will control us to the initial, and then we'll get dumped off. I think they have an MOU with New York. Yeah, that's okay with me, buddy. The timing is fine. And as we speak, I'm going to look at those right now. Let's see what we got. So as I'm flying here, I'm going to see if I can't get this PowerPoint presentation pulled up. We'll open it in Keynote and see what we got going on. Okay, done. Nice. All right. So table of contents, we got ETOPS, EEP, ETP, EXP. Reading the release, slot procedures, Oceanic Class 2 airspace, waypoint procedures, ETOPS pre-flight, coast in, coast out procedures, Oceanic gateway procedures. I like that. Okay, ETOPS extended range twin operations performance standards. There's a set of regulations and procedures to govern the operation of twin-engine aircraft on routes that take more than a certain distance in terms of flying time from the nearest suitable airport for diversion. The term is most commonly associated with extended range twin operations over water. Often on long-haul routes, the aircraft might be hours away from a suitable landing site. Keep in mind, ETOPS is a certification and legal requirement. Basic terms, ETOPS was created so that twin-engine aircrafts were certified to fly further than 60 minutes away from the nearest airport. That is correct. We have ETOPS 120, ETOPS 180. This represents a higher level of certification, allowing aircraft to fly routes. We are certified for actually 180 operations at Coastal Airways, so we're good there. I love how you said DC3, none. Let's see. 330 on the 777. Good night, man. Oh, I like this. EEP, ETP, EXP, EEP, ETOPS entry point is the point where you... Okay. Hey, Dewan, look at slide 5, buddy, there's a typo. It says EEP, or ETOPS entry point, is the point where you pasted the 60-minute mark. I think you meant to say passed. So you could make that change where you pass the 60-minute mark to the closest suitable diversion airport. Yeah. ETP, equal time point, is essentially the middle of the ETOPS portion of the flight. Before you hit the ETP, you divert in this case back to MRI. Past ETP, you continue and divert toward, yeah. The exit point is the point where you have arrived within 60 minutes of the nearest suitable diversion airport. Okay. Reading the release. ETOPS entry point and exit points are shown on the first page of the release. The equal time point is shown in the equal point data section of the release, as shown in examples listed in left screen. What I would do on this, actually that's fine. That's good. Slot procedures standard stands for strategic lateral offset. It's called the SLOP. Guys, if you're wondering what the heck we're talking about, if you looked at our, no, you're okay. If you looked at our flight down to Hawaii, we kind of go all over this. It's not specific to ETOPS, but in general, aviation practice designed to enhance safety, reduce the risk of collision with other aircraft, especially during oceanic and remote operations. Relevant to mention that in the context of ETOPS, because ETOPS flights are often involving long overwater segments, where eastbound flights are going to offset 1 to 2 nautical miles to the north of centerline, and 1 to 2 nautical miles south for the westbound flights. Right. Looks good so far. Waypoint procedures. Verify LNAV engaged. 2 minutes prior, we verify the LNAV VNAV is engaged. Verify course distance to subsequent waypoint. Compare course and distance from the FCC to the OFP. Waypoint procedures. Overhead the waypoint. Update time, fuel, temp score. If you could show that too, Dewan, on the on slide 11. If you could show that on. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what we're looking at here. This is our training. This is what we do. If you could show this right here, Dewan, in with the actual release, just write down like what to write down on the release form, on the master release, that would be good. Yep. ETOPS pre-flight procedures. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Now again, this is a different, you're using the Lido here. So I would either stick to one or the other, you know what I'm saying? I don't know which one you want to use, but let's pick one, and because we could do the lat longitude now. But it's different because the Southwest dispatch, the release that we use is a little different. They do latitude, longitudes, but Lido is nice because it lays it out like writing your flight plan. It's really nice to see it. Okay, I'm going to take a peek here. Start the APU and run. Yep, until the EXP. Once the APU is started, not be turned off until you exit the ETOPS portion of the flight. Note time, fuel, and takeoff. Coast out procedures. Nice picture. Check RMP. Check the IRS. Compute the ETA. Altimeter's master set. Coast outs. Good deal. Insert the slop. ETOPS OK. If dispatch is on, confirm. Good to go. If not, on disregard. Okay. Waypoint slide. I gotta get your coast in procedures. Dude, it's looking good, man. Yeah, I love it. Just that one little typo, buddy, and I think you're good to go. We'll run with it. It's all done. Checked. You've got my blessing. It looks great. Good job. That's a big help. Yeah, whatever you want to do. If you want to, you're setting it. So you're doing the training here. You're the instructor on this one. So whatever you want to use, we're going to use. So if you want to do Southwest, we're going to use Southwest. Let's just stick with one though. So we either use the Southwest procedure or the South procedure, but the Southwest format, or we use a Lido format. Just with ETOPS. So whatever you want to do and how you want to do it, that'd be great. As long as we just stay with one. All right, we got Coil coming up, which is just south of Jersey, 1134. But DeJuan, it looks fantastic. So let her rip, man. And the cool part about that is once we get that done, I'll post it on the training site, and then we're going to open the route for our pilots. It's a long one. It's a 5-day run. It's a long 5 days. You did good. It looks really good. Yeah, you spent 7 to 10 hours on it, and you learned a crap ton, didn't you? You learned a lot about ETOPS, I guarantee you. So, and that's what's nice about the instructor is going to learn more than the learner any day. So, because the instructor has to teach it. So, if you could teach it, then you know it. You know the material, and you're good to go. So, really awesome. I appreciate that. It's a big help for me because, folks, I normally had to do all this, and we were talking a few days ago. We were chatting on the company Discord, and Dwan's like, "I want to do some training," and I'm like, "Great, you're gonna do ETOPS because I don't have time." He's like, "What?" And it's a big help. It's a big help for me to that folks like yourself that pitch in and do that. That's awesome. As long as you're given the right material, and I'm making a checklist that is on my do list. Hopefully I could do it today. I don't think we have a movie until 12, so maybe I could spend, after we land, I'll spend the next few hours hammering out our checklist, and we'll get that ready to go. Now for the flight. Do you want a full flight? No, you don't need to do a full. Just show it up. Just show how to set it up. Just how to, how to put it in the FMC is really what we need to know, right? And then you could do offset maneuvering. You could do this the slop right there. I would set another waypoint 60 minutes from your class 2 because that's where your slop procedure works. So honestly, if you could put a a waypoint in 60 minutes from 60 minutes, not miles, but 60 minutes from your coast, if we can make it, and it should be on the release, right? So it should tell you you're entering class 2 airspace. That's where that latitude and longitude area, we should drop into the FMC, because then we could offset, we could do a slot procedure from that point. Same with the exit. Same when we do a coast in, we could cancel the slot procedure at that 60 minutes mark from the coast. So that'd be a pretty good idea. When I was just thinking about that. So why don't you do that as well? Make 2 waypoints. In addition to your entry point, your ETP, and your exit, we should do 2 more class 2 operations, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Yeah, you don't need to do a full flight, man. There's no way. Fly 6.5 hours? I don't think so. But what you ought to do too then is, again, look on your OFP, on your release, and what do our pilots write in those things, in the boxes, and where do you write it in the boxes on your master? That's a good thing to know too, because a lot of our folks would probably want to know that. If that makes sense. But it looks beautiful. I like it. Good stuff. All right, we're see that top of descent. We're coming up to it. We're very close, actually. We're what? 38 miles top of descent. Let's go ahead and get some weather. Let's pull up our chart, and then we'll get stuff going. We're a little on the behind right now, just because of the. I was looking at that. So 3009er HPN 300/09, 10 miles visibility, and we're looking at broken clouds 055. Broken at 9. I don't need that. We're looking at 6 over nothing. Altimeter coming in 29er or 59er. We're runway 34. That's right. Right there. Auto brakes coming probably on max on this one. It might be max medium. Let's go ahead and check that right now. I'm going to go ahead and adjust this down to 17,000. I don't want to miss the descent. So there's 17,000. We'll stop there and we'll come over to here. Now let's get our performance nailed up for the arrival into HPN. It is dry. The winds are 300 at 9er. Temperature is 6. 5. We're going to go runway 34. We're going to go flap 40. We're going to do 29er, 59er. 29er decimal 5. 9. Reversers, yes. Auto brake's going to be, let's try auto brake medium. And our landing weight right now, I'm estimating 119. Let's go 118 by the time we're set and done. Let's see what our paperwork says. 116. Yeah, we're not going to be that. We're going to be about 118. 1, 2, 3. Hector. What do we got? Factor landing distance 6,034. That's on medium. So our landing distance available in this particular case, 6,500. Now that's not right. You have to take in consideration the landing beyond threshold distance. So if you're flying a perfect approach, 5,400 feet. So I'm going to write that down here. So what does that mean? 5,400 feet. That's what that means. Of landing distance available. It's a little more conservative, right? Our factored landing distance is 6,034. So we're looking at less than about 400 feet of margin. Give or take. It's about 500 feet of margin. Positive. But that is just a good quick estimate. 132 on the reference speed. Now, I'm going to take you through another little exercise we're going to do to show you how quick this runway is going to be eaten up. All right, yeah, section 2 is going to have a whole on how to use SimBrief. Okay, good, and how to implement that into the game. Good. FMC took out the CRJ. Yeah. Look, he's actually flying a real airplane. I got it. He's always going on about this, the Airbus this and the Airbus is that, and I'm like, well, actually flying an airplane makes you think. I'm kidding, folks. It's just funny. All right. I'm glad you like the CRJ, dude. You can qualify for that and start flying some CRJ routes. Because I happen to love flying the CRJ. I think it's fun. A fun airplane. All right. Here we go. Flap 40. Landing weight's going to be 118-ish, so way down. We'll say at 150. We'll say 120. We'll be a little conservative. It is dry. We need right now dry, medium AB, max auto brake. We're going to do medium auto braking. is 7,100 feet. So right off the bat, we don't have enough runway. But let's do this really quick with you as we're starting down our descent here into the area. We're going to have to call Boston shortly. I got to do my duties here really quick. Seatbelt signs coming on. We're going to come up on the overhead here and engine sync off. There we go. Come over to here. We'll turn our pumps on. We'll get this thing going. And our aux pumps on. Good. That prevents any air bubbles in the system. All right. Now, as we descend, I want to show you this. This says 7,100 feet. So I'm going to get this descent going here. 7,100 feet with flap 40 on dry conditions with medium auto braking at 120,000 feet. I mean 120,000 pounds. You could say 115, but we're going to be a little higher than that. So let's go up to the next level. I don't want to interpolate these numbers. So let's just say we're at 120. So it's 7,100 feet, okay? We're going to come down here and say altitude adjustment. We're at pretty much 400 feet. So we could consider that at sea level almost. Because the next one's 2,000 feet. So where's my calc here? So we're going to say 7,100 feet. We're going to subtract. We're going to subtract 200 feet from that number. I got to do this because it's going to get crazy right now. I mean, the 200 is easy. That gives us a total of 6,900. We still don't have enough runway. We come down to do a correction. We have how much of headwind? 9 knots, right? Essentially, it's a headwind. It's not a tailwind, so it's a headwind. All right, we're looking at dry conditions. We're going to knock off 50 feet. So 50 feet. We're going to knock off another 450 feet from that number. So we're looking at 6,400 now. 50. Okay, anything else? Are we 5 knots per above ISA? Or are we below ISA? We're at 6 degrees at 400 feet. So it would be, what's that conversion? Hang on, let me look really quick. Let me look just to see what the dealio is. We're looking at 43 degrees. Standard is 50, isn't it? Standard 15 degrees. And we're above ISA, aren't we? Well, that's fit. Wait a minute. It's 50. I think it's 59, isn't it? It's 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Somebody verify that. We're 9 degrees below standard. That's going to help us. Per 10 degrees below ISA, we're going to knock off another 100 feet. So how about 6350 now? That's what we're looking at. Are we up or down slope 1 degree? I don't know. Let's look. So I believe it's a sloping. We've got 380, 439, and it slopes up. So we're uphill. We're up a slope. 1 degree up. Knock another 100 off of that. How about 6,250 total, folks? That's what we got. We estimated 6,000. So we're 250 feet. Even then, you can see the landing distance required is still a little high, right? So if we go over here and say, wait a minute, factored landing distance is 6,000. I only have 5,400 feet. That ain't going to work. So what we can do is do the same thing using, you guessed it, maximum. And then do another calculation. And that's going to be a factored landing distance of 4,300. According to this, it's 4,300 now. Now we're under it. Now if I use maximum, just humor me, Same kind of thing, 120. We're going to use maximum dry. Maximum auto brake starts us off at 4,600 feet. So we're going to do the same thing, 4,600. We're going to knock off 200, so it's 44. And then we're going to come over to headwind, which is 450 from that number. Hang on. I know I got to start descending. That gives us 3,950. Let's go 15,000 feet while I'm sitting here thinking. And we're through. I've got to do a few things really quick. Let's go to 15,000 here. 15,000 VNAV on. Okay, lights coming on. And we'll go ahead and we're through 18,000, so we will put our logo lights coming on, and finally our altitude is set. Okay, descent checklist coming in. We're going to have to call Boston 134.7. 13,000 feet over the sound here. All right. That's coming to set. All right, there we go. Let's call Boston. Boston is 134.7. They might call us, they might not, I don't know. 134.7. Probably won't bother them, but I might bother them. We'll see. I'm in his airspace. I'm in Sander's airspace, so they'll just dump us off anyway. Let's see how busy they are.
Central aircraft to Boston, information Oscar is current. The altimeter is 2949er.
Let me call him up. Where are we? Deer Park, Boston Center, Riptide, 5803, 16,000, just south of Deer Park.
Riptide, 5803, Boston Center. Hold on. Unfortunately, I don't control the approach into Westchester, so frequency change back to advisory approved.
Okay, thanks. We'll see it. Oh, yeah, we're through. We're under his airspace. That's why. So we're under the shelf. We're in approach.
American 1456, turn right, heading 3.
So we're good. And that's what I thought. I just want to make sure. That's why I said that probably won't be an issue. All right, folks, through 15,000 now. Belts are coming on. I'm just going to take a look at this. We're at 3,900 right now with the headwinds. We're going to do ISA. So we're doing another 100 feet from there. That's 3,800 with a upslope of 100. So we're looking at 3,800 feet. Landing distance is 4,300. So we are in good shape if we go max auto brake. So that's why you want to be able to do your matching, your testing. You always want to make sure that you have the correct. I'm going to turn on my other butt kicker now. I had it off because of folks sleeping, but I'm going to turn it on now because we're on a descent. Yeah, Dewan, we really need that training too. We got to get that training going too. The CRJ. All right, belts on, folks. Parachutes on in the chat. Drag is required. I see that. We need to hit sound at 13,000, which we will, and then Gwen at 11. I'm going to go ahead and get everything going right now. 11,000, here we go. Right there. I'm going to bring it all the way down to 6 so I don't have to keep doing this dang thing. So down to 6,000. Set. Actually rhymes at 4. I'm done there. Okay, we're going to do the arrival into the approach into runway 34. We're going to just do the ILS. Let's see. It's beautiful out there. We can do the RNAV or we can do the Zulu. Which one? I like Bridgeport better. It's just going to be better for us. So are we going to Rhymes on the Bayo 1? Nope, that's not right. We're going to do the Bono 1. It's going to kick us off at Rhymes. I like that idea. Let's do the GPS approach. I'm going to go the that's 1-6 goof. Yeah, let's do the RNAV GPS Yankee into it because that's going to dump us off. Let's see, Rhymes. Yeah, we could go Bridgeport. I'd rather go Bridgeport. I wonder, does it... Let me look at the arrival really quick here. Shoot. Let me check the arrival really quick at Bridgeport because it's going to dump us off at Bridgeport. So we're going to break off at Bridgeport. I like that idea. And then we're going to go right into the GPS. So let's do that. We'll break off at Bridgeport. We're going to go to 3,000 at Bridgeport. So we're down here. Let's take a look. We're going to go to the arrivals page. You could see I want to do a GPS to 3-4. You have the RNAV Zulu there, or you have the RNAV Yankee. This is going to be the RNAV Yankee into 3-4, and I want to go Bridgeport transition, and I'm going to click execute. We're going to go legs page, and then everything is the same. We got Bridgeport, vectors, Bridgeport. We'll click Bridgeport, we'll dump it right over the top, execute that. 4,000 feet, 3,000 feet over Bridgeport. And that, my friends, is how we set that up. All right, I'm good with it. You see how it's going to smooth it out for us, a little less flight time. What are we looking at? 3 degrees, and we're getting into the clouds. Here we go. We're going to kind of turn on the engine anti-ice right now. 1, 2, on the Bravo. As we're getting into the clouds here. Lights are on, looking good. All right, Bridgeport. Once we're in Bridgeport, we're looking at 343 inbound. So course is going to change to 343. Oops. 343. All right, hold on. What did you do? "60 minutes. It's not, I don't think it's 60 miles. It's 60 minutes from the airport. So it's 60 minutes in, if that makes sense. All right. 5,500 feet. We're fine. Looks like touchdown zone 401 feet. Looking good. The approach, Bridgeport 3,000. We'll hit, after Bridgeport, it's going to be DAB V, and then Tug Me, Jet Tax, Islet, runway 34, and we're in. All right, pretty much straight in from there. You can see we're at Zons right now. Coming down, descent checklist, please. Engine sinks off. Pressurization checked and set. We have checked it, and it's good to go. Hydraulics are on high. Altimeters are set. Landing data and airspeed bugs we have set and checked them. Landing checklist is complete, folks. Do it one more time. There we are. Okay, we're headed to Zons. Right from Zons, we've got Ellen. And then from Ellen, we're going to go Westo, then Bridgeport, then we'll start our GPS approach. It'll be a visual. It's 5,500 feet, so the weather here is fine. Yeah. 60 miles, I mean 60 minutes from coast out. And for the slot procedure. So yeah, what you want to do is you want to put in a waypoint that's 60 minutes from the coast. So they should have start of class 2. If you look at the operational waypoint, the OFP, the release, it should tell you. It should tell you that. It should tell you start of class 2 operations. I have to look. 29 or 58, folks. We're getting a little on the high side here. So 29 or 58 coming down right there. Knocked it in. Good deal. If we had to, for whatever reason, go missed approach, we'll climb the 2300 direct to Carmel. We'll hold. I'm good with all that noise, and it looks like our 322 on the DH. So I'll just set this to 322. Right there. I don't think it goes this high. Of course it might. .322 set. Coming across here, I'm going to hit go around. Drive those Eber bugs up if we needed to. Okay, we're good. 7 degrees. We're at Bridgeport. If that makes sense to one, I hope it does. We should have class 2 ops that will be able to put our we're in the bumps, folks. In the cloud, just on top of these clouds. Yep. Bridgeport. Once we hit Bridgeport, we're going to come in 3,000 feet, 122.8. We are getting in the bumps pretty bad. Feels like it. Yep. See the wing flexing. It's bumpy. Okay, I'm going to come in here from the nose to dim. The lights are going to come down. They're not going to be on. There's 4 for 3. Westchester traffic, Riptide 5803 on the GPS runway 34 approach, Bridgeport. Once we hit Bridgeport, we're going to go ahead and descend down to 2,000 feet over to jet tax, and then we'll hold there for a bit. This altitude 4,000. We're going to drop down to 2,000. Actually, we're going to drop down to 3,000. And then I will set this to that. That should continue our descent. If not, I'll have to do it myself. Yep. Okay, I got the airplane. I'm going to go down to a vertical speed is on, so 700 feet a minute. Yep, there we go. To 3,000 feet. No, it's not Class 2. Class 2 happens way before ETOPS entry. So Class 2, you'll hit Class 2 oceanic airspace 60 minutes from the coast or from a suitable airport. Okay, so basically it's 60 minutes away from an airport, from your closest airport. And what that is starting of Class 2 operations, not ETOPS. So if that makes sense, hopefully I could talk to you about it here if it doesn't make sense. But your Class 2 airspace we have on there just because of that's where we want to insert the slot procedure, not the actual entry into ETOPS. That takes place in your Class 2. Because your ETOPS entry is actually 180 minutes from a suitable airport. So you have essentially two two entry points, right? You have a 60-minute entry point, which is going to be your Class 2 operations, oceanic. All that does is it tells you your slot procedure. That's where it starts. And then you have the next entry, which is going to be your ETOPS entry, where you're actually entering ETOPS after 180 minutes. Hopefully that makes sense to you. All right, we're at 3,000. If not, I'll jump on and we can chat. Hey, what's up, John? How are you? Yeah, no. Don, just jump on the frequency afterwards, bud. We'll chat about it and clear it up. All right, I got to start slowing this airplane down. Let's go 220. 220 on the speed. I'm going to go ahead and throw down. It's going to start slowing down now, nice and easy. Okay, we're going to drop down slats. I'm going to master caution out there. Art and up. Dang. There we go. I'm just going to... That's because I couldn't see it. Yep. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, we're going to go down to 2,000 feet here in a minute. Over to jet tax, and then pretty much a 90-degree turn in. Slats are extended, so we got those front of the wing. Let me go outside here, show you. Right there, the slats are extended on the forward end. I'll go ahead and bump up another flap here in just a minute. Okay, after tug me, we'll go ahead and descend down to 2,000 feet. So good on the speed, 220 is where I want to see. I might want to turn just before. You don't want to hit jet tax because this airplane is not going to turn very fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually turn the aircraft a little earlier than anticipated, just because of the speed. We're at 3,000 now. We're hitting Dave B at 3,000. We're over. By the way, we're over the Long Island Sound, right? To the left of us is actual Long Island. You could probably see it right there off the wing. That is Long Island. Over here is Connecticut. So that's Connecticut as we get toward New York airspace. We're coming in a little closer. We're getting into New York right now, so. Good to see you, John. How are you? Okay, here we go. I'm going to descend down to 2,000 now. Vertical speeds up. I've got it. We're going to go to about 400 or 500 feet and knock down our speed to 180. And I'm going to notch a flaps here. Flaps 10 or flaps 5. 10. Okay, we'll slow the aircraft down now even more. And once we hit tug me, I'm going to start the turn really on the quicker side because this thing's only going to turn 15 degrees per second. Now this is a 90-degree intercept, and I don't want to overshoot. So, hence why I'm doing what I'm doing. After tug me, we're going to continue down. Speed's coming down nice and easy for us. Flaps are set. Flaps are set 15. Flaps are set 11. We're going to go another notch of flaps to 15 and then hold them. And then our next notch is going to be the gear. Flaps for 15. We'll hold about 180. About right there. Right after tug me, I'm going to start the turn in. I know what you're saying. That's a little early. Again, this airplane doesn't turn very well. It's 15 degrees. So we're leveling off. Here's our level off. Here comes the lights. Let's get those lights in there. Once we start leveling off, I'm going to turn the aircraft right now. I don't want to turn too quick and I don't want to turn too late. So you got to kind of time this just right. There's tug me, 2,000. Once we hit then, we can go inbound and descend down to 1400. Now, heading select. Let's go. Alright, we're going to turn inbound here. I can go altitude. I got to do this the right way because I can't see what I'm doing. One more. Vertical speed set. Here we go. Coming down 300 feet a minute. Now look at this. This is going to be beautiful. Ah, I love it. All right. There we go. Speed's coming down even further. Let's go down to 160. Islet 1400. Flap set 15. We'll go throw the gear and then we'll dump it. Hang on just a minute. I got to go maximum. There we go. And then we get on final. We'll throw it in. I got the airport in sight here. We're just kind of cutting that dog leg out just to help the aircraft settle a little bit earlier. That's what we're doing. Islet's what, like 2 miles? Gear down. There we go. About 28. And it is rattling my bones, boy. Go flaps 40, run checklist. Go ahead and arm this. I think that's armed. I can't tell. I gotta turn the light on. Okay, flaps 40. Take a look. Where's our runway? Cutting this a little short, aren't we? A little too close on the cut here. I'm going to keep it going out for a bit more and then we'll cut in. Let's call them up. Who are we? What is this? Westchester. Westchester traffic, Riptide 5803 on final runway 34 Westchester. Okay, auto throttle's off. It's my plane. I just want to check one thing really quick, folks. Should be armed. What are you doing? Oh, don't do that to me. Okay. All right. Flight director off, please.
New York traffic United 53 heavy 10 miles from Most inbound ILS 31 right at New York.
Right on it right now.
Okay, then I'm taking up speed again.
1,000 sync. Coming in pretty good. I'm pushing this thing down. Sync is 400. Speed is a little high. Starting to come down on the speed. Just kind of getting at about 40% right around there. Good.
Traffic.
Don't worry about the traffic. I see no one. Check.
Monitor vertical speed. 400.
Check.
Terrain,
Got it.
200. 100.
A little bit bumpy here. Get her on the deck. What the heck is that? Look at this guy.
That was close.
Yeah, boom. Didn't even see him. That's an FSLT. That's an FSLT deal. There was nothing on that runway. All right, folks, we made it in. That's why I don't like flying with FSLT. Usually, just because of that crap. Where if you're not on air traffic control, then they don't really know. And no lights on that guy. All right, we made it. Let's go and clean up the aircraft. We'll keep it at 0. Welcome to Westchester. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it, man. All right. Just going to start that. We'll stop right here. Let's throw the brake. Let's call GSX. And we're going to say we want to be parked. Parking is going to be 4058. Let's make sure I got everything done. Slots coming in now. APU's fired up. There we go. All right, brakes off. Let's go. It's cold, but I'm going to open the window just to hear those JTs. Brakes. Yeah, I shaved that dog leg off a little bit more aggressive than I wanted to. I didn't time it just right, but that's all right. Okay, APU is coming on, and we'll shut down number 1. And number 2 coming shut down. Number 2's down. Engines are off. That's off. Anti-ice is off. Seatbelts off. Alright, I'm going to close this window now because it's freezing. 6 degrees. Alright, let's go ahead and call GSX. We'll tell them to deplane us. I'm going to flood the cockpit really quick so I can see what's going on. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to throw the anti-collision lattice off. Nacelles, everything else is good to go. Let's go ahead and get this going. Tab it. Call GSX. Let's say prepare for deboarding. Okay, so we requested deboarding. We're going to come over here, take a look at this. And we will open the forward main now. We would let the flight attendants know we're good. We're going to throw those open and start deplaning. That's good. We'll go ahead and make sure the doors coming open here. Aft main coming on, and their stairs are open. Come over here. We'll shut the pumps off. That's it. All right, that's off. That's off. Off here. We'll call for the GPU as well. Ground power units coming on the aircraft. Take a look. We do have it on. We'll throw those on. That's off. That's off. Master's off. And fuel pumps coming off. That's off. Supplies coming off. We're all good, folks. Looks like our next flight is actually into Montreal. Should be a day trip. I don't know. We'll just make sure we shut the lights off just in case it is a day trip. We'll open up the flight deck door. We're done. That is it. Woohoo! I got to write the numbers down and then we're done. Real quick question. What's the normal amount of degrees pitch for after takeoff on the 7-3? You'll go 15 and then you'll go up to the flight director commands, usually about 20 degrees, no higher than that. So I wouldn't go higher than 20. It depends on the airline you're flying, but with Coastal Airways, 20 degrees is max pitch. And you only do that up to 1,000 feet. Once you're at 1,000 feet, you know, you drop the nose to about 15 degrees, get some airspeed back, and then clean it up. So that's kind of what we did on takeoff out of Tampa. We rotated initially to 15, then rotated up to 20. Hold the 1,000. Hold that up to 1,000. Bug it up. Means bug up your airspeed and to flap retraction speed, and then you would clean from there. 5:32 on the arrival here. And we'll take a look at oil quantity. Looks like our oil quantity is 13. And then our hydraulics 14/13. There we go. And we'll go ahead and call in our... Oh, we got another aircraft flying here. Who's that? Joseph's flying Utah 1. He's going Indianapolis to Salt Lake City. He's westbound. That's cool. Oh yeah, you're doing your PVR run. That's a fun one, man. Click end the flight. File it. And it's in the books, folks. There we go. Let's go out here. You can see we don't have pink people anymore. GSX got with the program. Local time, it's pretty darn early. It's probably going to be about 2 a.m. when they land. It's insane. All right, we'll come on down here and we will go ahead and shut this to standby. Great. And we will open both of these pneumatics. This is coming to off. And that's actually disarmed. Let's throw this down and we're going to close the valve. Get this thing ready for... we'll get it ready for the Montreal trip, but I think that Montreal trip is going to be flown during the day, so we'll have a day flight out. Yeah, you're good. Depends on the airline. Our spec is no more than 20 degrees for Coastal. Anything more than that, and your passengers don't like it. So I don't care what the flight director commands. I mean, I understand the flight director is saying you have too much. If it's commanding more than 20 degrees, you have too much energy is what it's saying. So you can dissipate that energy for airspeed. The problem is when you do that, you make it very uncomfortable for your passengers. So therefore, I don't do that, right? So I say, okay, I'm just going to hold 20 degrees. Once we hit 1,000 feet, I'm going to drop it to 15 degrees. We'll bug the thing up, and we're done. So that's kind of what we do. All right, let's do our parking checklist, and then we'll be done with this thing. Cliff will be on board next flight, so we'll see how it works. Parking brake is on. Flaps are up and slats. Lights are out. Fuel levers are off. Hydraulic as required. It's off. Beacon is off. Oil and hydraulic pressure noted. Terminating. APU air supply off. Galley power is off. Emer lights coming down here off. IRS mode selectors, they're off. They've been up here somewhere. And they're really not IRS, so we're just going to leave them where they are. Normal. Outflow valve 15 degrees, we just did that. Pneumatic cross feeds, I opened them. We'll go ahead and close them. Look at the brake temperature on this. Oops. Closed. Okay, APU masters off. Fuel tanks and pumps. Fuel tank pumps. They are off. Okay. EMR power is off. Battery switch coming off. That's off. That's off. Where are you, bat switch? Where are you? Right here. Bink. That's off. And then finally, 1, 2. And we have a dark cockpit, folks. There we are. That's the end of that. Done. Yeah, ours is 1,000. So Coastal Airways, we are done at 1,000 feet. We're clean. We're speeding up. Cool. There we go. Let's go outside. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. We are done for the day. We're going to go ahead and button this thing up. We fly this aircraft again, I believe, on Friday over to... we have it on Friday over to... I don't even know where we're going. Oh, Montreal. That's right. We'll try to hire. We'll try to hire Cliff and see how he does for us. I have no idea how he's going to do, but we'll try that for sure. We'll see how it works. I might get so frustrated and fire him again. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And by the way, everybody who's watching right now, make sure you hit the like button. Just boop the like button. That helps the video increase. Obviously, we're on a road to 1,000, and hopefully you enjoyed this charter. It's fun, you know, flying up to White Plains. It's always a challenge flying in here. It's a shorter runway, so it makes flying a bit fun here. That's for sure. Look at the Breeze airplane. This is an FSLT thing. Yes, I do. We're done. Okay, good luck to the Rangers tonight in Tampa. And you guys have a great afternoon, rest of the day. I'm going to go get ready for a movie and hang out with the family. Until next time, keep the blue side up and the brown side down. We will see you Friday. Enjoy. Or sooner. I think it's Friday's our next trip, though, honestly. We'll see you Friday. I might do some 737 flying throughout the week. It just depends. All right. Ciao for now, folks. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.